Hello everybody and welcome back for another hair video. My name's Thomas if you're brand new here, and I make style and hair related videos every single week. In today's video, we're going to be talking hair washing hacks that everyone with long hair should know. So this video, I wanted to make a little bit of fun. There's thousands of dollars of pretend cash up for grabs. We are going to be playing it quiz show style, and I'm your host, Thomas in Action. There's $100,000 of pretend money to be won. There's 9 questions, so if you get one right, that is 10,000 pretend dollars that you get to put in your pocket and take home. I wanted to make a game that everyone could play. Not only are these questions and answers related to things I've learned in my hairstyling course, like professional hair care tips, but in the 5 years I've been doing this, I obviously have been watching other hair creators on YouTube, and just over my time doing all of this, I've compiled all these questions, and I thought they'd be really useful, particularly for you guys growing your hair out, because it is a new thing, and washing your hair when it's super long is very different to washing it when it's super short. So without further ado, let's get into playing Who Wants to Have Great Hair? Let's crack into question 1. An expensive shampoo means what? A money-hungry hair mogul is trying to rob you of all your money. B, the ingredients are of a much higher quality. Probably. C, there's no difference between cheap and expensive shampoo. And D, it's probably more expensive because it says vegan on the bottle. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to choose your answer. Okay, that's your answer. Do you lock it in? All right, cool, here we go. You're all dying to know the answer, aren't you? If you picked A, B, or D, you would be correct. A money-hungry hair mogul trying to steal all your money is probably likely. There's probably some hair care brand out there that is ripping people off. Hopefully you're not buying from them, but they are out there. B, the ingredients are of a much higher quality. This is the most likely one. So I use Behave products, I use Davro. I usually, with my hair care, I'll spend a lot of money, but I'll also do a lot of research on the brands before I go and buy them. And I always base it on their ingredients. If their ingredients have something a little bit more out of the box and the pricing on it is more expensive and the ingredients actually, scientifically do what they are saying, it means they've done their research and it probably warrants their shampoo being more expensive. The other one, D, being it's probably more expensive because it says vegan on the bottle. This is like food. Remember when vegan bread came out or vegan anything came out and it was 10 times more expensive? It's usually because there's a lot more that goes into the processing of it. But overall, if a product's more expensive and the ingredients are better, then yeah, that's usually what it means. So who won 10,000 pretend dollars? Me. I'm feeling richer already. All right, moving on to question number 2. So, when scrubbing your scalp, which motion should you scrub in? A, gently with your palms in a circular motion. B, gently with your hairbrush. C, gently with your fingertips in a side-to-side motion. Or D, gently with a this thing. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to answer that one. 1, 2, 3. Looking at my pretend watch. If you said C or D, you would be correct, okay? Scrubbing your scalp in a side-to-side motion, particularly when you have long hair, is going to help you remove the dead skin cells that you've got on your scalp without tangling your hair up. With using your palms in a circular motion, which was answer A, you're going to tangle it up. With your hairbrush, I wouldn't recommend that just because your hairbrush is supposed to be for brushing your hair, not washing it. With this thing, so we call that a scalp scrubbing brush. These are usually used for people that are trying to regrow their hair or stimulate blood flow to the scalp. They're really, really good for that, and especially if you're doing it while you shampoo. So that would be a good option to help the blood flow and remove the dead skin. Otherwise, just make sure you're using a short side-to-side motion to get all that gunk off your scalp in the different areas, and you'll be fine. Now moving on to question number 3, okay? So, serious quiz show music right now. Question number 3, which of the following items are the best for drying your hair? A, a regular towel. B, a microfiber towel. C, a sheet of sandpaper. Or D, a t-shirt. I'll give you 3 seconds to answer that one. If you said B or D, you would be correct. A microfiber towel or a t-shirt are both incredibly soft materials comparatively to a normal towel. So most of you probably use a normal towel. I mentioned this in my long hair mistakes video. When you use a normal towel and rough it up like this, that is really, really bad for your hair, just because the towel material itself is really rough, and when hair is wet, it's at its most fragile state. So if you've got brittle hair, like me, naturally I have brittle hair, and then you wet it, it's even more brittle, and then you use something rough like a towel like that, particularly in that motion, you're gonna snap your hair off. And for us guys growing our hair out, that's really not ideal, because we wanna, we wanna get the length, Like, I didn't get this length from using a normal towel and scrubbing my hair when it was wet, okay? Let me tell you. Aside from a microfiber towel though, so microfiber towels, I don't actually have one on me. They're very, very soft material, and same with a t-shirt, right? It's just plain cotton. What I do when I get out of the shower, I squeeze the hair very, very gently and then get all the water out of it that way. I'm very reluctant. If I don't have anything to dry my hair, then yes, of course I'll go and use a normal towel because my hair's sopping wet when I get out of the shower. But yeah, as a rule of thumb, I just steer clear of regular towels and sheets of sandpaper and stick to my microfiber towel and my t-shirts. I have both of them. T-shirts is probably the one I use the more often, but yeah. Just good for you to know, all right? If you do want to learn more about my long-haired mistakes, I do have another video on that, which you can find up in the cards, but that's my 2 cents on that. All right, moving on to question 4. So, question 4, serious quiz show music. What is the best temperature to wash your hair with? A, so hot it could boil an egg. I love these answers. A, so hot it could boil an egg. B, hot. C, warm. And D, cold. I'll give you 3 seconds to answer that. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, if you answered C, you would be correct. Answering C would be correct on account of actually washing your hair. So our skin and our hair work very similar together. You know when you go into a steam room or a sauna and you start sweating profusely? What that heat is doing is it's opening up your pores so it can let the sweat out. The hair is very, very similar to that. So the flakes or the cuticles on our hair, when you add warm water to it, they open like this, the scales open, and then when you use cold water, they shut again. So when you're washing your hair, you want to get those scales open so you can really get the dirt out. And then when you're rinsing it off, that's when it's best to use the cold water. But as for this answer, what's the best temperature to wash your hair with? It's warm. You can wash with hot, but like a lot of people, I don't know the science behind this, but a lot of people say washing it with hot water is just not a good idea, possibly because it heats it up so much that it becomes even more fragile. And I would definitely steer clear of so hot it could boil an egg, because you're gonna burn your hair off if you do that. Just stick with warm water, and then when you're rinsing everything out, use the cold to shut that cuticle back up, okay? How rich is everybody right now? I'm up to 40 grand. I've won 40,000 for $10. Leave a comment telling me how many you get at the end of this as well, by the way, because I'd be interested to know. Question number 5. Shampoo suds serve what purpose? A, they enhance the cleaning process by 30%. B, they make your hair shinier. C, they are great for covering your genitals in case someone walks in on you. Or D, they do fuck all and they don't really matter. I'll give you 3 seconds to answer that. If you answered D, you are correct. So suds are this weird conundrum, or if you like to call it, what is it? It's not an enigma. What's that thing when they test drugs on people and one is actual medication, one's not? Not enigma. Fuck, what is that? Placebo, that's it. Soap suds essentially are a placebo effect. It means you think they're doing something, but it's actually doing fuck all. So a surfactant is a foaming agent that most hair care brands will use. They'll use it to make the foaming action happen, but it's not necessarily doing any good. It's actually all the other ingredients in shampoo that clean your hair. It's just this weird thing. I personally suffer from this. I love to have like lots of foam going on when I'm showering, particularly when I'm scrubbing my armpits and my bits down there. I love lots of foam. It seems to be something that we do like, and the idea of foam being something making you cleaner, it makes sense why a lot of companies do put lots of surfactants in, but they're not actually that effective. Even if you have a shampoo that doesn't foam up at all, it's still gonna do the job. It's pretty much a placebo thing. The more foam there is, I suffer from it as well, the more foam there is, the cleaner you feel. But the truth is, surfactants don't actually really help in the cleaning process. It's actually everything else in the shampoo that's doing it. More expensive shampoos that don't use surfactants and stuff like that, they won't lather up at all, which makes you think, what the hell, I paid so much more for this, why is it not foaming up? It's actually a good thing. So don't worry about how much suds there is, just know that you're a victim to the placebo like I am. Next question. Question number 6. Oh, this is a goodie. How much shampoo should you be using? A, the whole bottle. B, a quarter size amount. C, 2 dime size amounts. And D, enough to just cover the palm of your hand. Give you 3 seconds. Now, I actually don't follow this rule, but if you said C, 2 dime size amounts, you would be correct, because I learnt this in hairstyling school. You don't actually need all that much shampoo to clean everything. You really should just be scrubbing the scalp and making sure all of this area, the bit that's closest to your scalp, is clean, because once you rinse it off, all of that shampoo is supposed to be going through the hair and taking the dirt with it. And when I learnt that, I thought that made a lot of sense, but at the same time, again, going back to the whole placebo thing, the more I use, the cleaner I feel like it's going. And I like to really get the shampoo through all of my hair. So personally, I would say use however much you want, probably not the whole bottle. From a professional standpoint, just use 2 dime size amounts. From a personal standpoint, use whatever you want. Just make sure it's like sustainable for your wallet and you're not spending too much on shampoo. The whole 2 dime size amount thing is like logical for saving money as well. But you know, it depends on how much hair you have as well and what your cleaning standards are, I guess. But at least you know the truth, okay? And that is a thing. Now for question number 7. So question number 7, how often should you be washing your hair? Is it A, every day, B, once a week, C, never, who gives a shit, and D, whenever it looks or smells dirty? Give you a couple of seconds to answer that. Okay, everyone's got their answers in, locked in. If you said any of those answers that I just said, you would be correct. The amount that you should be washing your hair can't be standardized into one way because everybody has different hair types. For me, I never get oily hair. I literally could not wash my hair for a month and it still won't look oily. But somebody that has really thin hair and produces a lot of sebum, they'll get a really oily scalp every 2 days. So for me to say washing your hair once a week is fine for someone with my hair type because that works for me, but for somebody like that, they may need to wash it, 2 to 3 times. It's completely up to your hair type, and it's also up to you in general. If you're okay with walking around with oily looking hair or not washing your hair for X amount of period, that's technically okay as well. I can't imagine that your hair would be in great condition, but I don't know. For me personally, I wash once a week, and I have got a video that talks about my washing routines and stuff like that. That is a really personal one. So depending on, what your situation is, will depend on what you need to do for that. Hopefully all of you are pretend rich right now. Okay, moving on to question 8. How long should you leave conditioner on for? A, all eternity, don't ever wash it out. B, 0 minutes because conditioner is overrated and you don't need it. C, 2 to 3 minutes. Or D, 10 minutes plus. Does everyone lock their answer in? Okay, great. If you answered C, 2 to 3 minutes, you would be correct. So conditioner is designed to smooth over the cuticle after the shampoos come in there and washed all the dirt out. Like I was saying before, warm water is supposed to open the cuticle nice, get the shampoo in there, rinse everything out. Then once we're done with that, we're gonna put our conditioner on, and once we rinse our conditioner out, we're going to have cold water or cooler water to shut the cuticle up. Leaving conditioner on for 10 minutes is probably not necessary. Obviously leaving it on for all eternity, don't ever wash it out, is not a good option. And B, 0 minutes because it's overrated is not a thing. Conditioner is very good for, like I just said, sealing the cuticle, but also making your hair feel super soft. So 2 to 3 minutes is like the standard of what they would teach, specifically in hairstyling school and everything that I've seen on the internet. You could get creative with it though. If you wanted to commit to doing the 2 to 3 minute thing, you could put the conditioner on, get out of the shower, maybe do some other grooming things, and then hop back in. For me, I just have this one beauty shower every single week where I do all my hair washing, my deep conditioning mask, all in the one go. It's a very long shower. Don't shoot me for wasting water, but it's just like the one pleasure that I have every single week, okay? And now for the final question, question number 9. When it comes to daily hair maintenance, you ought to do which of the following actions? A, watch this video of mine. B, watch this video of mine. C, watch this video of mine. Or D, watch this video of mine. Which do you think? I don't think I really need to help you answer that one. It's probably self-explanatory, and that video will be in the cards, okay? And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our first ever show, or the first pilot of Who Wants to Have Great Hair? I hope you guys are filthy rich with pretend money right now, just like I am. I wish I could actually offer a real prize, but yeah, the budget wasn't that big. We haven't even got a crew yet. I do hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did like it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and let me know what you thought of the whole concept in the comments section. If you are growing your hair out and you're a guy and you want some support on that hair growth journey, please just head to the link in the description box. It'll take you to the Man Buns and Mains website where you can join our Facebook group community. It is thriving in there. I think we're up to nearly 5,000 members now. And yeah, it's a really, really cool place to hang out on the internet, particularly if you're a guy with long hair. There's more tips outside of what I've given in this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that, okay? And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go and do that down below, and I'll see you next Monday for another video, okay? Catch you later, guys. Goodbye.